So the Johnny Somali saga is finally coming to an end, and the funniest part about all this is that Johnny actually thinks that they're just going to make him pay a fine and leave, and if everything that's been said about this trial is true, that is not even going to be an option for him. Not even that, a couple days ago it came out that he was facing a new charge that carries a mandatory jail sentence, and unless mandatory means maybe in South Korea, there is literally a 2% chance this guy walks away from this unscathed. Now of course, we have seen crazier things happen in the world. Trading a WNBA player for an arms dealer might come to mind. Put that in the worst top 10 in-season trades of all time. But what's funny is that out of all the things he's charged with, the one you would have thought that was the least serious is the one that's putting him away. So I talk about this in almost every video about him, but he got in trouble for making a deepfake video of him and another streamer kissing. Here in America, that's standard practice by some. I even made a video showing you that TikTok advertises apps that would otherwise get you sent to prison in other countries. But the lawyer covering the case, who goes by Legal Mindset, said this falls under a sex crime. After Ramsey is guilty of this, whether he is proved guilty by the court or whether he pleads guilty, you can safely say without it being defamatory at all in any country, he is a sex criminal. I could actually say that. Johnny Somali is a sex criminal. He commits sex crimes. This deepfake is sexual because in Korean law, French kissing is considered sexual regardless of the content. Distributing AI content without consent is illegal. So as you can see, for some reason, South Korea thinks French kissing is yucky and gross and should only be done during intercourse. But the reason this charge is specifically getting treated the way it is because making deepfake content alone is already illegal, but when you quote-unquote stream such content for profit, it carries a prison sentence of no more than 7 years. And basically they're saying because Johnny showed the video while streaming as well as on his Discord, he violated their very specific law that has an insane consequence.
So French kissing is considered sexual in Korean law. People who French kiss are likely having sex as well, right? Regardless of the content, distributing AI content without consent is illegal. But under Korean law, if you're French kissing, that's sexual. Streaming it for profit carries a prison sentence. Johnny can bitch about this all he wants, but it is absolutely lock.
Now this absolute lock of a trial has Johnny getting a little desperate. In the last video I made on him, he was running around the streets of Korea with his shirt off, begging people to call the police on him. His reason for doing this wasn't to try and go viral again, but to try and make the South Korean government think that he is mentally ill so that they just send him home instead of making him stand trial. That didn't work, and instead he was temporarily banned from the streaming site Party. And basically that was his plan A through Z. He thought if he acted out enough, South Korea would have been like, yeah, it's easier if we just kick this guy out. But this isn't America, and not even that, he would go on stream and say exactly what he was going to do like he isn't being watched 24/7. He's basically under the surveillance all conspiracy theorists think they're under, and then some.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm mentally ill, I don't know what's going on, I have a bipolar disorder, and what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening, Your Honor. Please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
And yesterday, I guess the realization of everything he's done has finally hit him like a Somali pirate being hit in the head with gunfire from a British soldier, because now he's trying to say that he learned his lesson all of a sudden.
If the charges are dropped and you get to leave the country, that you'll have learned your lesson?
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is definitely the last time I'm going to go to a country and like look for like how to go viral on the fucking TV. Because the first time I got on the Korean TV, I was excited. I was like, yo, this is like the fourth country in a row, like on the news. This is dope. But then it turns to be sour very quickly, because then you're on the radar of politicians and, you know, police. And once the next country I go to, if I do get on the news, I hope not, I'm leaving the country the same fucking day. That's how you need to do it. And I need to take the advice of the people that do support me. A lot of my people that support me in my Discord, or some of my moderators, when I was in Japan, they were like, you need to leave now. Like, you need to go. Like, shit is getting hot. And I was like, no. That's my biggest flaw. I'm like, no. The content's getting good. We're going viral. Like, everyone's paying attention. You know, Johnny's in Japan. He's going crazy. I'm like, oh, we're going to keep going. Like, when I was in Israel, I'm starting getting the Israeli news. I'm getting on TV. I'm like, okay, this is getting hot. Like, I have something going. And then I don't leave, and shit gets terrible. And then same thing now in Korea. So third time's a charm. I definitely...
Now, saying third time's a charm when you're facing jail time is like saying third time's a charm when you're cutting the wires of a bomb. What do you mean third time's a charm? Nobody's goal in life is to see how many laws they can break in each country until it's too late. That's literally like someone being caught after murdering 3 people and they're like, third time's a charm. Had you not stopped me, who knows how far I would have gone. And obviously he hasn't learned his lesson if he's already talking about, if I get on the news in another country, I'm leaving immediately. While not even being able to leave the country he's currently in. And he's acting like he got on the news for something positive. If you have to have random retards on your Discord let you know that it's time to leave when you're the one who got themselves on the news, then there's a reason he thinks facing mandatory jail time is a stroke of luck that's going to teach him a lesson for years to come. Yeah, you'll be learning that lesson in jail. But here's the rest of what he has to say.
Let's say not even all the charges get dropped because I pled guilty to like some minor stuff. I pled guilty to carrying a bag of rotten fish. Apparently I caused anxiety by doing that. Twerking on a bus. Playing music on a bus. And then spilling a cup of noodles drunk in 7-Eleven and cleaning it up. Those are the small little fines. And if they let me just pay the money for that and go home, I definitely have learned my lesson. 110%. 110%. I know that I have some kind of power and people pay attention to me. I feel like if anybody else spilled a cup of fucking noodles and carried a fish, I feel like it wouldn't have gotten this big. I think it's just because it's Johnny Somali, the one that got away from Japan and got away from this country and this country, I feel like...
Well, it's because you have this reputation of being disrespectful.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this guy talking about? They aren't putting him on trial because of who he is. It's because he's the only one stupid enough to break laws that no one has ever thought to break before. Like they put whatever laws in place to be like, look, if you're going to try and start doing stuff, don't, because we're already 10 steps ahead. And Johnny, being 1,000 years behind, is like, I don't see anything wrong with throwing noodles everywhere. And notice how he said if they let him pay a fine and let him leave, then he'll learn his lesson.
If they let me just pay the money for that and go home, I definitely have learned my lesson.
Right now, he hasn't learned anything, but third time's a charm, right? The lesson will only be learned if you let him walk away not having learned a lesson. It's a lot to process, but Johnny knows what's up. Lessons are only learned when things go the way you want. Like, I think being interviewed gets him thinking like, yeah, okay, these people are starting to like me, when they just want to monetize his pain and suffering, which I don't even think is allowed on YouTube, so I'm not doing that. Now, there are a few more clips that were posted from this live. I tried to look for the actual live, but when you go to that website at the top, this is what comes up. It's like, what the fuck is this? I'm not trying to sign up for anything, I'm trying to watch a live. But this next one is him talking about how he doesn't understand how his content gets people mad and why they have to comment 30 times and that they shouldn't give a fuck about his content.
I don't understand how someone can see, okay, this young kid, he goes here, he says something stupid, or he just dances, like he does something retarded. Like, I would just look at it and say, like, this is just some stupid, like, rage bait troll. Like, if you let me get you angry, if you let Johnny Somali or any other kind of internet creator control your thoughts and thinking and drive you to do whatever, comment 30 times or anger or make these fucking Twitter posts and videos and Reddit posts, I control you. I literally control these people, I feel like, emotionally. They're letting me play with their emotions. I feel like people need to be stronger than that.
I like how his whole existence is based off offending people, but he still can't comprehend why people are mad at him. He doesn't understand why people don't just let him be a piece of shit. How dare you leave comments, hate comments on videos of me harassing people? How dare you? Like, he genuinely doesn't understand how stupid he sounds. The guy who's going to jail for something a whole website has is telling us how he controls us. He controls our emotions. If making us happy beyond our imagination by going to jail is what you're talking about, then yeah. Otherwise, you should understand why people are mad at you. That's the whole point of being a troll. It's to annoy people so that they post about you and you get attention that way. This dude thought being a troll meant you get treated like speed in other countries. But for this last clip I found, he basically just says that he has to stop getting people mad. And it's like, no shit, how are you just figuring that out?
A lot of me doesn't even really care that these people are making money. I'm like, you're promoting me. Like, thank you, I appreciate it. I watch it and I'm like, this is funny as fuck. And sometimes I even think, like, what's the next crazy shit I can do to not just piss the world off, but piss these people off? Like, I kind of think like that, and it's not healthy. I kind of watch the video and I'm like, okay, how can I top that? How can I make his next video like even it's unbelievable?
How do you fix that stuff about yourself?
I have no idea. I don't have no idea. I need to just stop being such a cloud demon. Like, I guess that's the one
What's a clout demon?
Now, a clout demon isn't what he is. He is the, and I quote, reincarnation of Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm on the most demonic shit tonight. I'm Jeffrey Epstein. I'm P. Diddy. I'm the next reincarnation of everybody evil, of Harvey Weinstein.
Now, with that being said, I think it's safe to say that it would be in all our best interests if we send him to jail. No more of this paying a fine bullshit. Send him to jail so that when he comes out, everyone will have forgotten about him until he inevitably makes his comeback post. But until then, at least give us those 7 years of peace. At least. But yeah, guys, he might have said he learned his lesson, but remember, it's only if they let him pay a fine and leave. If they don't, I guess he's going to be even more of a clout demon. Until tomorrow, peace.